Hi everyone, this is Chris from A Bar Above, and today we're just going to do a very quick recap of our Tales of the Cocktail experience and share with you some of the products that you should definitely keep an eye out and some of the things that we learned while we're there, so stay tuned. So the very first seminar that I went to that I was the most excited about of all the seminars at Tales of the Cocktail was the Vintage Chartreuse tasting. So with this one, we actually tasted a lot of different years of Chartreuse side by side with a different product marks. So we tasted green Chartreuse and yellow Chartreuse from many different years side by side and kind of compared and contrast how they've aged over the years. And I learned a lot about Chartreuse just in general. And one of the things that I have always believed or always thought was true was, you know, they said that only 2 people in the world know the formula from start to finish on Chartreuse, and that is actually the truth. The one rumor that I kept hearing was the fact that, you know, these 2 people could never be in the same room at the same time, or fly at the same time, or be in a car at the same time, just to protect the secret and keep the recipe moving forward from generation to generation. And this was actually dispelled. It is just a rumor, and this was actually dispelled by one of the 2 people that knows the recipe and communicated that to a couple of the other people that were actually at the distillery with him. So it's definitely a credible source. The one thing that I found fascinating is that there's actually 2 different Chartreuse distilleries. There's one in Tarragona, Spain, which is the older of the 2, and there's one in Voiron, France. Evidently the Chartreusian monks were actually kicked out of France and made their new home in Spain. So that's why it's one of the older ones. It is the older of the 2. Now the biggest differences between those 2 distilleries is the Spanish distillery actually ages their Chartreuse underground, where the French distillery actually ages theirs above ground. So there's going to be a slight climatic difference between the 2 aging environments, and I don't know if it's going to have an effect. I assume it will on the final spirit, but I just found that interesting. Now, the other seminar that I was really excited about was the talk from Camper English and Joaquin Simo on bittering agents. And bitters and Amaro are all the trendiest ingredients right now in cocktail design. So I was really interested to find see their perspective on these very, very trendy alcohols. So we learned a lot. We got a chance to taste everything kind of side by side to get a real clear mental picture about what they taste like and kind of what they bring to the final spirit. And it was really, really fascinating in the fact that there is a wide spectrum of bitters, just like there's a wide spectrum of gins out there, or brandies, or everything else. And they can range everywhere from this really light, citrusy, beautiful bittering agent to something that is much more dark and woody and earthy. And there's, you know, bittering agents that fall along the line everywhere in between. Now, Joaquin Simo gave some great insight on, you know, using bitters in cocktails. And he said, if you want to suppress the flavor or the bittering component, our natural way of doing that is to add sugar. And it's definitely effective, and it will kind of take the edge off the bittering component. But the other way to do it is actually with a saline solution. So I think he said 3 parts of water to 1 part of salt, and then just use a tincture dropper in your cocktail, like 3 or 4 drops. And that'll help to really suppress the bittering component in, for example, Campari, and allow some of the other underlying flavors to kind of come to the surface. So what he said was that Campari actually turns slightly fruity once you take off that bittering edge. So something I'm definitely going to be incorporating into cocktail design in the future. Now, as far as products go, there were a couple of products that really kind of stood out to me. Sipsmith Gin is fantastic gin. I believe they're being distilled in the UK, and their gins are absolutely fantastic. But one of the products they're trying to bring into the United States right now is their version of a Pimm's Cup, and it is the best Pimm's I've ever had in my entire life. I think they're calling it Summer's Cup. It's lemon verbena base. It's just beautiful, aromatic, has a lot of depth of flavor to it, and I can't wait till this comes to the United States. So if you're watching this somewhere else in the world and you have access to Sipsmith's Summer Cup, definitely grab it. You want to taste it. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful style of Pimm's. The other thing is that Izzy, the whipped cream canister, has done a lot of work in the culinary world, making specialized, you know, nozzles and heads and changing it up for really specific uses. for example, for pastry or even for savory side. You know, there's a bunch of different nozzle types that you can add to it to really, you know, make the most out of that whipped cream canister. So this year they've actually worked with David Arnold to produce a rapid infusion kit for bartenders, and it has a new nozzle design. I believe they have a screen that they added to it, and it's really interesting to see. So definitely keep an eye out for that if you're interested in rapid infusion with Izzy canisters. So one of the other things that I was really excited about is Cocktail Kingdom always puts up a storefront at Tales of the Cocktail. They bring all their gear there, and they actually have a couple of new products this year that I'm really excited to get my hands on and try. So the first one is, I believe it's called a Koriko Strainer, and this is really a beautiful strainer. The coils on this are actually a lot tighter than a regular coil on even the OXO strainers, and it is something that I'll be doing a test run on in the future, so definitely stay tuned for that. But the beautiful thing about it is that the strainer, the coil, you can actually buy separately from what I was told, and you can add it to a strainer that you're already using. So if you're very fond of your OXO strainers, this can be added to it to really increase kind of the coil count and the straining capability of the ones you already have. So that's really exciting. The other thing is that they've redesigned some of their mixing glasses to have a taller and more slender profile. So if you've noticed, some of the larger format mixing glasses that they have are just too big. They're a little bit cumbersome. They're kind of, for me, they're two-handed mixing glasses. So what they've done is they've taken that footprint of the regular mixing glass, I think I have mine here, but made it taller instead of wider. So the benefit is that you can use a Hawthorne strainer on there. You can use you know, your julep strainer on there and not have to adapt your techniques. And I believe that you said it was about 600 to 650 ml, so you can build 2 cocktails in there without having to worry about volume. So those are a couple of things that I found really exciting at Tales of the Cocktail. Now, once again, we have a lot more detailed notes on our website. We recap every single day. And so if you're interested in finding out more information on any of the subjects that we talked about, and these are only 2 out of the 10 different seminars or 6 different seminars that we went to, definitely check out our website. And so we're doing our Tales of the Cocktail giveaway on August 4th. So the way to enter is just go to any of those daily recaps, leave a comment, and on August 4th we'll pick a winner and ship all of our Tales of the Cocktail swag to you. So we'll have some more videos in the future. We have a lot of information that we learned at Tales, and I look forward to sharing all of it with you guys. But until then, I hope you guys have a great shift, and cheers. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, find us on Google+, or visit us at abarabove.com.